The producers, the writers were doing their work on this damn album. They were doing the work. Hey, gorgeous people, Yaza here, and I am back to listen to some music with you guys. It's been a hard week. It's been a hard week in the K-pop space. So I took a little break. I've been wanting to do this album review for the last few days, but haven't been in the headspace to do so. So I'm here now to give you my album review of Jay by Jaehyun from NCT. So the last album I did an album review on was Taemin's Eternal, and I love that album. But I'm going to tell you now, I love this album for completely different, and some the same, but very different reasons. And we're going to get into that at the end of the video when I do my final takes. I want to go track by track again here and give my take on each song. And then I'll give you guys my ranking and then my final takes. So let's get into the J album by Jaehyun. Track 1, Smoke. I was immediately attracted to these sonics. It reminded me a lot of the Ryan Leslie era in music in the 2000s. If you know anything about Ryan Leslie, he had a great play on melody and cadence when it came to vocalization. If you don't know who Ryan Leslie is, Google him now and listen to them sonics, okay? Throughout the verse, there was a nice play on the melodies, and his vocal phrasing was amazing. The pre-hook, I could tell that there was going to be a different and more advanced development of the sonics on this album. It told me right away that they are vocal focused on Jaehyun, and we're about to get some bops, and that's what happened. But in this song in particular, I did have a couple of lives and conversation with mutuals, and I realized that they did not like the hook as much. I loved it. And I think that's from being an actual fan of NCT's music. I love what he gives to that group. And we know that he can sing, but that low tone vocal fry, his knack for sensuality in a vocal tone, chef's kiss, 100%. High quality production from the instruments to the vocal production, the harmonies, his great usage of his falsetto, and then there's like an airy voice, and then he uses so many different parts of his vocal range in this song, and that's not to be slept on. So for me, this song is kind of laid back but punching, and that's hard to do. He pulled it off flawlessly. So for me, this song is a 10 out of 10. I've put it in so many playlists. That is Smoke. Track 2, Roses. Oh, this song. I love the song when I heard it from when he gave the teaser, but putting it in my ear was a completely different experience. The pairing of him with a female vocal is needed. I know that there's some female writers on this song, but there's also female backing vocals within the lacing of the melodies and harmonies in this track. And I'm like, wait a minute. We need a duet. We need a collaboration with Jaehyun and a female vocalist right now. He gave very believable vocal phrasing, the ability to portray those emotions, that longing, that hurt, that sorrow, that pain. Listen, the Valentine in me is screaming. A Valentine is his solo fan base, just so you know. I'm part of that, especially after this album. But the vocal lacing and stacking, I can't do it. Y'all know what I'm talking about in the song. It is like somebody shooting a surge up your spine every single time it happens when I have my headphones on. So the production quality is bananas. It is bananas. Hats off to the songwriters of this song. One of my favorites on the album. I just think that he is really effective in portraying the message and the feeling within the song. Again, another 10 out of 10 roses. On to the next. Track 3, Flamin' Hot Lemon. First of all, when I heard this name, I was like, this is not gonna be it. But whoever put the cayenne pepper in this lemonade knew what the hell they were doing. I love this song. Again, when I'm talking to my mutuals, this wasn't one of their favorites, but for me, I love the groove. I love the groove of this song, and he proved that there's no real dependency on a lot of vocal stacking and backing melodies and harmonies. He don't need all that. He just put his whole voice on the song, kind of like, not stripped down, because we know that it has reverb on it, but there was no reliance on the track or backing vocals to pull this one off, in my opinion. He has a very lacy baritone vocal, and it hits. It my critiques are going to kind of mirror from the previous two songs. It's his ability to just effortlessly come off sensual and attractive is top tier. So for me, Flamin' Hot is, I'm gonna give it a 9.8. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna play with y'all. This one is on several playlists of mine already. So 10 out of 10 again. Flaming Hot Lemon. Okay. Track 4, Dandelion. So this song was a display of his range, 100%. The last 3 songs I've been talking about that sensual tone that he's been giving us, but he switched it up here and gave us very bright, pleasant vocals. To be able to sing the words dandelion and us feel the brightness and the color of the dandelion is a gift. His uses of his higher tones without switching to his falsetto shows us his range. The man can sing, okay? He can sing down. And I love the infusion of both classical and jazz sonics within this production. Again, high quality production. Jaehyun, I'm trying my best not to give straight 10s, but this is another song that is a no skip for me, and it's on several playlists. You guys, this album, and we're not even done yet. Dandelion, 10 out of 10 again. Track 5, Completely. Y'all, this song is beautiful. This song is gorgeous. I hardly have any notes. Whenever I listen to it, I want to tune up and cry. This is a wedding song. This is an overlay song to engagement videos, to any romantic video. This is the overlay. This, for me, is what is needed in the mainstream. We need love songs like this. Love songs like this. His vocal performance on this song, again, shows his range. He is not just one note. He's able to tap into different qualities and different parts of his vocal skill set and portray emotions. His uses of his falsetto, the airiness, the breathiness, the, again, portrayal of the longing and the feeling and the message of the lyrics and the music. I'm sorry, guys. The only note that I have is I wish there was a break in the piano, the 12/8, occasionally, an occasional break in that to give light to some of those vocal moments, the falsetto in particular. But other than that, I'm going to do it one more time, y'all. 10 out of freaking 10. Completely. Track 6, Easy. This album is a problem. This song hit me in my back. First of all, Whoever did this production knew what they was doing. They hit me when the beat drops. It hit me dead in my back. I almost fell out of my chair. Easy. The melodic switch up throughout the song keeps you interested in the song. And the easy come, easy. Listen, y'all. The producers, the writers were doing their work on this damn album. They were doing the work. The usage of trendy melodies paired with nostalgic sounds and sonics is brilliant. This song again, I want to give it a 11 out of 10 at this point because this one snuck up on me and I give it a 10 out of 10. Easy. Last but not least, Can't Get You. Song of the year. Song of the year in K-pop. And dare I say that Grammy worthy production, musical composition. I grew up in a time when Babyface had the industry in the headlock, and we see why now. This song again had that usage that played with the female vocalist. And why I think his pairing with a female vocalist, we need a collaboration to happen now. In recent times, I would love to hear her because the backing vocal kind of has the same tone and quality of her or Victoria Monet. Some might even say Ari Lennox. I think that any of the girlies who can pull off that sensual tone would play well with Jaehyun. I would even go back to the old school girlies. I'm sure you guys would call them old school. I just call them my peers. Toni Braxton, Emile LaRue. I would love to get him in a room with Shantae Moore because he can vocally handle it. He has proven that he has all the goods in this song. This is my favorite composition of music on the album. I love Dandelion, but I think this one is even higher because it's so market ready, market friendly. I think that this is the song that should be pushed to mainstream when it comes to Jaehyun's vocal and what he does vocally, because it shows all of the things that I've talked about. His ability to be sensual, playful, that high quality, higher tones that he can give, and the lower tones as well, the vocal phrasing, everything is displayed in this one song. This song makes you feel like he's dancing with you, like he has his hand on your hips. He's staring you in the eyes. He's breathing you on the neck. All of the things Can't Get You. 1,000 out of 10. 10 out of 10. This album was a win. Let me give you my rankings. My final take is Jaehyun is sonically, visually, overall the most mainstream ready artist in K-pop right now. And I'm going to compare it to 5 different albums that I feel qualify as a comparison to this album. And all for different reasons. Golden by Jungkook, Eternal by Taemin, Kai by Kai, Layover by V, and I'm going to do Love Scenes by Baekhyun. And why I feel like this album wins on that list of albums that I love so much. When it comes to Layover by V, for me, it's a matter of skill set over preference. I think that Jaehyun has the range to handle both jazz and R&B, and not seem so nichey and stuck in a box when it comes to sonics. He's able to move around vocally and give jazz without it feeling like it's forced jazz. So that for me is why it wins over Layover. How it wins over Kai for me, which is hard because everybody, if you know me, you know I love Kai down. I think that Jaehyun's English plays part in his ability to portray the message in the music a little bit more clearer. And when it comes to certain plays on the sonics, that Jaehyun is able to push forward the message in the English portion of the songs a little bit better than Kai. Kai, star quality, I think if there were more eyes on him, that he would be second to Jaehyun as far as being market ready and mainstream ready, because I believe he has a higher skill set in performance than Jaehyun. But when it comes to the sonics and the visuals, I believe that Jaehyun has an up on Kai. Yeah. Baekhyun's love scene. So we all know that the skill set in question goes to Baekhyun. He has a high skill set. His range is beautiful. He can do a lot with his vocal agility. But I think a more attainable, more accessible vocal is what Jaehyun gives. It's singing down, but it's not overkill with the vocal performance. And sometimes people are adverse to getting so much skill set in a song. I don't know how to explain it, but the mainstream market loves singers, but they don't want you to do too much. If you get it, you get it. So that's the only note I have for that, because Baekhyun is a beast when it comes to music quality and vocal performance. But I just think that Jaehyun gives that more accessible, attainable take on vocal performance. When it comes to Eternal and Taemin, I think it is in the sonics. I think that Taemin has a vocal quality that you have to have a preference towards. That it's very nasally. It has a timbre that can get sonically exhausting. And if you're not used to hearing his voice, it'd be harder to push him into mainstream music. I do think that as an artist overall, Taemin is the higher quality performing, and as far as his aura and presence, I think that Taemin has it up on Jaehyun. But I'm talking about what's market friendly and market ready. I think Jaehyun has it on Taemin. When it comes to Golden by JK, I think that Golden for me felt like an album that was forced into the mainstream market. Not that there was low quality. It just seemed generic in the sense that songs sounded like they could go to any other artist. And this album for me, Jay by Jaehyun, sounds like he is in sync with what he is putting out. It doesn't feel forced. It sounds true to him, and for that it wins over Golden, in my opinion. Once again, I love all of these albums, but I still think that this is the best album in K-pop from top to bottom that I've heard. And I've listened to a lot of albums, and a lot of albums haven't stuck to me, but I believe that this is an album that every single song will be replayed and a soundtrack to my life from this point on. I can't get enough. I cannot get enough. Thank you guys if you stuck with me this long to hear my takes. Come back and see me. I have more K-pop to talk about. Thank you so much for watching.